Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Moose Minute Project on a Thursday morning. Is that possible already? Wow, time is flying. Yeah, Thursday morning. Sunny, beautiful. Unfortunately, I saw a ton of little blackbirds heading south just now. And it was a ton, because for about solid 6 minutes here above Boscobel, it was a steady flow like a river of blackbirds heading south. That's kind of sad. But it is a gorgeous morning. Sun coming up, little fog over the river this morning on the way in, and the moon was unbelievable on the way in. So, took a couple pictures, but as always, cell phone pictures and then driving doesn't do it justice. So, just a lot going on. And right now, there's probably a lot going on in your mind with whether it's work, life, health issues, family issues, money issues, vehicle issues. You name it, there's probably an issue going on in your life right now. I don't know if many of us can say at any given time that life is perfect. Life is calm. Life is awesome. It's time for us to change that. And that's where the Moose Minute Project's coming from today. At no time, I shouldn't say at no time. There's going to be very few times in your life where life is totally settled. Life is awesome. Life is great. Okay? Life is what you make it. And yes, there are things that you don't have control over. I didn't have control over quite a few things that happened to me in the last few years. But I can either dwell on those or I can grow from those. And I can become who I want to become. And I can also put a smile on my face and enjoy life, or I can put a frown on my face and be pissed off at everything that walks across me in front of me. Right now I'm working on the smile part. I'm trying to enjoy things. And I'm trying to make things better. I'm trying. You never know how well you're succeeding until you feel some weight lifted off your shoulders. I can tell you that when I made the change, and some of it might have been forced, which is okay, for a career change to come to a place that appreciates you, that there's stress, don't get me wrong. It's a different type of stress, though. It's making sure that you're doing everything correctly and that you're going through life doing it all correctly and to your best ability. And then when you screw up, be able to say, hey, that was me and it was on me. And then your boss and you talk about it and you figure out what happened. That is the big part. And the big difference of whether you're a good leader or a bottom leader or just a bottom feeder in general. If you do not allow, and you have to do this yourself too, as a leader or a manager or as an owner, when you make mistakes in front of your employees or wherever, or how you treated somebody, you have to be able to come back and say, hey, you know what? I'm really sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Can we talk it out? Yep. And hey, it was on me. Because if you expect an employee when they screw up to say, hey, that's on me, and not, oh, that's somebody else, which happens quite often. We all know it. We all know those people in our lives that takes place. Is that you get into the mindset of, I'm not admitting I'm wrong because all he does is yell and scream, or she yells and screams. And so I'm just going to say somebody else, whatever it may be. You have to be able to have conversation about what went wrong and what went right. It just has to happen that way. In order to be successful in life in general, whether it's married, in a relationship, parent, whatever it may be, you have to be able to admit when you were wrong and to be able to talk about it, but you also have to give compliments when people are right. And people were right. And they are just trying to do what's best. You have to be able to talk to people on that. And it is time to start doing that. We all see the struggles in life right now of where people are down in the dumps and they are mentally struggling. They are mentally hurting during these times right now. And it is time that we all man up, women up, grow up, mature up, and talk about it. And have sensible conversations. There's no need to yell. There's no need to do punching walls, slamming doors. Just talk it out. We're all old enough to get through this. Pretty sure everybody watching my page is well over 18. So we need to be able to talk through things, which this society is getting worse and worse at, because we have an electronic device that we can text people or put posts up that have no ramification to it, that have no names titled to it. And if they do have a name, it's probably some fake name, you know. It's frustrating because people are blasting you now without any real cause. They're just doing it. They want to do it. They want to piss you off. They want to upset you. There's a whole lot of pokers and prodders out here that obviously are able to hide behind many things. So it is time to talk face to face. If you have an issue with somebody, especially if they're in your business, sit down and talk about it. And if there's people that you have a problem with in your business, you have about two choices. Sit down and talk about it and work it out and come with a plan, or part ways and say, you know what, this just isn't working. You don't fit into my company. You don't fit into my plan. And here's why. And that's okay. It needs to happen. There's people looking for people all over. You drive around Richland Center in my area, or even in Boscoville here, we're hiring signs everywhere. The problem is the most people that are looking, it's a tough thing to do because you're not open to talking about things that you need from them. And those employees that are talking about leaving, or that are upset, it's on you to find out why. And you might not like what you hear. I think that's one of the biggest things in the last few places I've been at before here. And I should say just this last one, my last stop, was, my first one too here in town. We couldn't talk about the good and the bad. Only wanted to talk about good. That doesn't work. Talking about good doesn't, only good. No, we're not talking about the bad. That doesn't work. There's a company that I know not overly well, but I've worked with them many years. Hexco Motorsports. Hexco Motorsports holds monthly meeting and talks about it all. Customer complaints. What can be done better? What's seeing be done wrong? What are people seeing that needs to improve? That is the kind of meetings everyone needs to have. And quite honestly, our county board to our township boards, whatever it may need, they all need to have these individually without a doubt. They need to have it. Of here's what's going right, here's what's going wrong. And it needs to happen within their group first. But then they need to listen to the constituents and everyone else that here's the shit that's going right, and here is what is absolutely falling off the rails. And I get it. It's easy to blame the right and left right now. Oh, they're so left that it's not even funny. Or they're so right it's not even funny. Stop it. Stop it in its tracks. This crap is not due to with right or left. This has to do with being a human being and being somebody that gives two shits about their company or about their community. Figure it out. Talk about it like you're mature. Don't blast it all over on some rants and chants or frickin' Google page or YouTube. Talk it out like humans and get through it. Especially if you're in business and you're trying to get people to work for you, you're going to have the goods and the bads, because it just happens. Because if you allow the bads, it's cancer. It's going to spread like cancer, and it is going to kick your company's butt. So you need to have people on board that not only see your vision, but also treat you and respect you and want to be part of your business. They want to be part of growth. I still haven't understood why people just take jobs because I guess maybe it's because I'm not wired that way. If you hire me, I want to make sure it's just like when I got hired here. We had a goal. We sat down and talked about it. We came up with some game plans. My goal this year at Kinetic was, and I don't get paid on it, whether I hit it or not, but I am wired to compete. So that's why I probably do well at sales, and I've been in management since 2005. Is my goal this year was 1,000 units, 1,000 turn signal kits for a year. Well, currently it is October, middle of October, and we're sitting at 1,042, 1,020, right in there. I couldn't be more happy about that. But guess what? I've still got 2 months to go, so I'm going to push it even harder. So now I'm hopefully going to hit 1,200. So with that kind of growth, I'll be extremely excited. And I'm ready to make my predictions and I'm already getting ready for 2025. And what can I do different? How can I get more people? How can I get more clients? I think that's the kind of people, and they're hard to find. Trust me, I tried to hire salespeople all the time, and there's a lot of salespeople that just don't have the drive to be salespeople. They don't have that drive to be turned down. If you don't like the word no, or if you don't like to be disliked or not approved of, sales is not for you. You have to be okay with somebody saying, you know what, Chris, sorry, not doing it. Don't like what happened, don't like the numbers, whatever it may be. So it's time to sharpen the pencils, take some notes, learn a little bit. Yep, you may be set in your ways, and you may say, I figured this out, I've been doing this for a long time. Maybe, I think sometimes people get that way in the restaurant world or in the public world of just going, hey, I've been doing this a long time. I've cooked for 30 years. Okay, your food's great, but anybody else helping you around is not great. So I'm sorry to hear about it, but people aren't just going to come for your food. Yes, that's a plus. Trust me, it's a huge plus. But they also want to have the atmosphere to go along with that. And that's how life is in general. Pretend you're the person that, you have to look around your circle and make sure that people are ecstatic to be part of things going on. And I know right now it's hard to be ecstatic about anything. But at some point we have to. We have to have those conversations. We have to have those little pep talks, and I call them pep talks, but they're talking about both positive and negative. So that's where I'm at. It's time. It's time to definitely do that. We're heading into fall here. For our business, it slows down a little bit just because people aren't out and about using their UTVs and ATVs. So it slows down for us. So how do we get more traffic? How do we develop that? And then what are we doing about customer service? Those are the things that are big for us. So It's time to start moving forward. It's time to focus on you mentally accepting positive and negative when it comes to things and not just set in your way. And also looking into new things. Have you talked to your clients? Have you talked to your customers? You know, I just saw a post by Prems the other day. You know, what flavor broths would you like to see? Simple question. And there had to be 200 answers. Well, there's 200 customers right there that they can reach out to and say, hey, congratulations, we decided to go with your flavor, or here's the 3 new flavors. So put a poll on your page. Put a poll in your bar or your restaurant or your shoe store or whatever else may be. What would you like to see from us? And see what you get. I think you'd be surprised on those answers. I also strongly suggest putting the survey slips out in a box, so people can tell you when things were really good and things were bad. And yeah, most people are going to complain when it's really bad and not tell very many people how good it was. So you're going to need to walk around and ask people personally, hey, what'd we do right? And did you see anything we did wrong? And shake hands, whatever it may be. So I thank you guys very much. That's it for this morning. I'm heading into work. But yeah, that's what I have for you this morning. It's time, and it's time to do it now. We'll talk soon. As always, take time to bless somebody if you can. And I will talk to you tomorrow morning with another edition of the Moose Minute Project.